Hi Sunshines, and welcome back to my channel. You've been asking, and here it is. I'm going to do another HelloFresh cooking video for you. I'm going to go over a few things really quick. HelloFresh is a meal subscription service. Our family gets it twice a week and we get enough for 4 people to eat. Tonight I'm going to be making creamy dill chicken with roasted potatoes and green beans. And then later this week, maybe tomorrow actually, we're gonna have fantastic turkey burgers. That sounds really good with jammy mayonnaise and green salad. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a couple of the recipes that we've had. We've been doing HelloFresh for several weeks now. Some of the recipes we've had are maple magic pork chops with broccoli, pecans, and double mashed potatoes. That was sweet potatoes. Another one, I really like the maple glazed pork chops, so this was a different one with garlicky green beans. We've had a thyme chicken with roasted carrots and mashed potatoes. This one I think was my favorite. It's a sesame honey beef stir fry. Delicious, so good. No fuss pesto chicken. This is added to my rotation. So easy and so yummy. Baked chicken parmesan. I typically don't get pasta, and I'll explain that later, but I wanted to find out how they cooked the chicken parmesan. What's this one? Maple and mustard glazed pork chops. That was probably my second favorite. I loved that one. Anyway, you kind of get an idea of the types, saucy thyme chicken, of recipes that we've had, or saucy thyme steak. That's what that one was. So you can get HelloFresh as many days as you want, or I know you can get it 2 or 3 days for sure. We typically get it 2 days. So the week before you get it, they send you an email that says, hey, you need to pick out your recipes for next week or your menu. So I go on and look, and I have 3 criteria in choosing my menu. The first one is I typically don't do pasta because pasta's inexpensive. And HelloFresh, although I feel like it's economical for what it is, it can be on the pricey side. It's as much as our family going out to Chick-fil-A for the night. Do you know what I mean? And so I want to get the most bang for my buck. So I look for steaks and pork chops and a really yummy chicken recipe versus a pasta. The second thing that I look for is something outside of our box. You know, we had a beef ragu the other day with zucchini. My kids don't really love zucchini. They're not super picky eaters, but after we made the dinner and we were sitting down to eat, Dawson picked out a zucchini and I was like, you have to eat 1 bite of that. And he was like, okay, fine. And so when I looked over next, his bowl was empty and every single zucchini bite was gone out of his bowl. He had eaten it. So something outside of my comfort zone is another thing that I look for, and just something easy, something that's not going to take an extra long time. That's my oven telling me that it's ready to go with the vegetables. So HelloFresh also, you can pick the day you want it delivered. So when I first got it, I had it delivered on Monday. So like clockwork, it comes on Mondays. But then when we went to DC for that hockey tournament, I knew we weren't going to get back until late Monday night. And it's fine to sit out. We actually forgot the box on our front porch one day and it sat out for 24 hours. The stuff was still perfectly fresh and cold. But I knew that we weren't going to be back until Monday night. If there was a plane delay or something, I just didn't want it to be sitting there. And so I moved my day to Tuesday. So now it comes on Tuesday. So you can pick the day you want it delivered. If you think you're going to do HelloFresh more on the weekends, that's great. If you think you're going to do HelloFresh more for the week, you can do it on Monday, if that makes sense. So those are a few things that we have decided. I have to say, and I think I've said this before, but I don't remember if I said it on a live or a video. One of the most interesting things about HelloFresh is my son, my 13-year-old boy, has really started embracing cooking. He's so in love with it. He's like, what are we having for HelloFresh? He picks out the meals. He helps do the prep work. He cooks some of it. He came home at 9:30 the other night from hockey and he's like, I'm starving. I need a meal. Mom, I need a meal. He pulled out a HelloFresh out of the fridge that was for like dinner another night and he's like, can I just cook this? And I was like, you know what? Go for it. It's better than like an Easy Mac or something. We had an early dinner that day and he cooked the entire meal and took one of the pork chops for his lunch the next day. So that's been really fun too. So I typically have, had I looked through a cookbook, would not have picked something with dill in it. It's not something that is in our family's comfort zone. I actually like dill, like on chicken salad and stuff, but this is a creamy dill chicken with roasted potatoes and green beans. So that's what we're gonna do. I've done a little bit of the prep work. So basically when you go to order your HelloFresh, it tells you if something is nut-free, is dairy-free. Ambulance just went by, sorry. It's nut-free, it's dairy-free, whatever. You can kind of tell the calorie count. There's a nutritional information card. And actually last week's HelloFresh, I asked my husband to get it off the porch and put it in the fridge. And so he unboxed it all and threw all the paperwork away. He threw the cards away. It wasn't a big deal. I was able to go right onto the HelloFresh website and print them out again. So that's also a plus. Anyway, all right, so the first thing that they had me do, everything comes in one of these bags. So when you open the box, we get 2 of these bags. This was the bag for the creamy dill chicken, and then we have the Crantastic turkey burgers. There's another bag in my fridge. And then the meat sits at the bottom of the box. It's all sealed up. So everything we need for this meal, except for the meat, is in this bag. And I end up using this as my trash bag as I'm cooking. I've gone ahead and done some of the prep work. So there's a lot of roasted vegetables with HelloFresh. I am not a big roasted vegetable cooker, if that even makes sense. I just never roasted a ton of vegetables, and I don't know why, because my family is deciding that they absolutely love them. One of the things I have to say as I'm thinking about it is sweet potatoes. There's been several recipes with sweet potatoes. My husband and my son don't love them, but the last recipe we've gotten, it was a mashed sweet potato. It had a little bit of maple syrup and some pecans on top. And as he's shoving it in his mouth, he's like, I don't really love sweet potatoes. As he's like, he ate the whole bowl of them pretty much. He is developing a taste for them as we're cooking more and more, and he's more open to eating those things because he's cooking them. Anyway, all right, so the first thing they said was we needed to wash and dry all the produce. We got green beans, we got a ton of those Yukon Gold potatoes, and then we got some dill. So the potatoes and the green beans are supposed to go in at 2 different times. However, my family really likes green beans like cooked to death. Most other vegetables we like crisp, but green beans we want almost black and like flabby. So I'm gonna put the green beans and the potatoes in together. So I have already cut all of my potatoes, added some salt, pepper, and olive oil. And I've turned the oven on to 450. Actually, I think I need to pull, maybe not. I think I'm gonna actually turn my oven on to convection. And then I've done the same thing with the green beans. I've put the green beans with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and they're gonna go in the oven also. And then I'm gonna set the timer for 22 minutes. So that's the first thing that we had to do. The next thing is we're going to cook the chicken. So my husband's unpacked the chicken for me. Here's what it looks like. He's pat it dry. Okay, so I'm gonna salt and pepper my chicken really quickly. And then I'm going to put them in the pan. So I'm going to turn my camera around. Sorry, learning curve here. Turn my camera around here so you can see it. All right, and we're going to put our chicken in the pan to cook on 4 to 6 minutes. Add a little more salt and pepper to this side. And then I'm going to wash my hands and I'm going to let that cook for 4 to 6 minutes per side, and then I'll be right back, okay? All right, guys, so I'm back. I have pulled the chicken onto a plate, which is what they told us to do. I just checked on the vegetables, and Dawson came through, and he's like, oh, it smells so good. And so now I'm going to make the dill sauce for the chicken. So I'm going to stand up. You'll be able to see the pan, as I'm cooking, I hope. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. There's my oven saying the vegetables are almost ready. Okay, so it says we're going to add a teaspoon of dill, which I went ahead and chopped the dill, and you're supposed to save some for a garnish. So I'm going to add that, and then it says we're going to add sour cream. So we had 2 little containers of sour cream. Now again, if you were dairy free or don't like sour cream, you know, this may be a recipe you wouldn't try, but my family does. So we're going to add sour cream. We're going to add, they sent us 2 little packs of Dijon mustard. So what I love is, except for Olive oil, salt, and pepper. Everything we've needed has been in this box. We added that. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of water, which I had already pulled. Okay. Turn that down. And we're going to stir the scrapings off the bottom. Now that's kind of cooking. I'm going to check on the vegetables one last time. They look really good. I think I'm going to like these green beans this time. Okay, so we're going to kind of stir this around. Turn up the heat a little bit. Okay, we're supposed to season this with salt and pepper. I like kosher salt, so I'm adding a little bit of that. And a little bit of pepper. Okay. And then we have this is basically a chicken stock concentrate. And they sent us 2 packs of this. If you can hear the buzzing in the background, Dawson has a little drone that he's been playing with. Okay. So basically I'm going to take all this trash and just put it into my little brown bag. I'm going to continue to stir this up. Turn on the heat a little bit more. Then it says if the sauce gets too thick, you're going to add water. I don't think my sauce is thick at all. Smells really, really good. Okay. All right. So that looks good. We're going to thinly slice the chicken now. Put it on a plate. We're going to put the sauce on top, and then I'm going to pull the vegetables out first. Kind of show you what those look like. Whoop. Yeah, I can tell we're going to like these green beans. They are much more cooked than the first HelloFresh meal we did. So there are the green beans. I'm going to move the chicken over here. I'm going to pull out the potatoes. We have roasted potatoes. Those look good. So I'm going to go cut up the chicken, put the sauce on top, and plate up the vegetables, and I will be right back, okay? Okay, so we are done. Here is our HelloFresh plate. He's already been into the potatoes. There are plenty left. There's a whole pan of potatoes left. There's several green beans left. We do like the the green beans cooked a little bit longer, so that was a win for us.
I like potatoes.
You love the potatoes, and the dill sauce looks amazing. So that is our HelloFresh. I'm going to link it below. If you want to try it, you can get $40 off, I believe, your first 2 weeks of HelloFresh. So definitely try it and let me know what you think. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
You're fine. Dad, I'm so mad that my mom is in the kitchen and she's not feeding me. Oh my goodness, look at those pretty green eyes. All right. Goodbye.